Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we take a whole stack of insights and really try to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge for you. Today, we're embarking on, well, a really fascinating deep dive. We're looking into a collection of everyday stories. Now, these were originally put together to teach English, but what we found is they actually hold these incredibly profound lessons for living a life that's, more connected, more joyful, maybe more peaceful.
It's really quite remarkable, isn't it, how these seemingly simple narratives, they just distill so much practical wisdom, stuff that applies to really common human experiences. So our mission today, our deep dive, is all about unearthing those genuine aha moments, those little flashes of insight, and showing you exactly how they might apply to your own life, whether you're navigating things like finding happiness or building better connections, understanding your own self-worth, even healing from pain. We're kind of aiming to give you a shortcut, really, to being truly well-informed about those deeper currents of emotional well-being.
Okay, so let's dive in. First up, reclaiming joy in the ordinary. Have you ever noticed that the real smile, the one that just sort of bubbles up, no big reason it feels harder to find these days. Like when we were kids, right? We'd giggle over some cool rock we found or a silly joke, easy. But as adults, we often find ourselves, waiting for something big, some grand event to make us happy. And then maybe we just scroll right past the small moments that are actually happening right now. It feels a bit like we've become, as one source put it, experts at being busy, but beginners at being happy. Oof.
That's such a powerful observation. And it does raise a really critical question, doesn't it? Are we becoming maybe disconnected, not just from the world around us, but maybe from our own inner self?
Disconnected from ourselves.
Yeah, the sources we looked at suggest that smile, the one we felt easily as kids, it wasn't really about the, say, paper windmill or the specific toy. It was more about being truly present, fully there in the moment. And crucially, allowing our hearts just space to feel.
Space to feel. I like that.
Exactly. And we can actually reclaim that joy. Take it back, sort of. Not necessarily by adding more to our lives, but maybe by embracing less. It's about consciously making space. Space for those small things that brings just a light, happy laugh, a giggle. Like maybe your pet does something completely silly, or you get a simple text from a friend checking in, or even just noticing the smell of fresh rain.
Yeah. Those moments.
Those moments. The key is not to rush past them, resist the urge. Instead, stay with it for a second. Feel it. Let the smile happen.
Yeah.
That's really how we reclaim our joy, not with more, but often with less. Finding it in the ordinary.
That idea of finding joy in less in the ordinary, that really resonates. Okay, let's shift a bit. Let's explore another quiet but really pervasive human experience. Loneliness. We're talking about that specific kind, the one that, as the source says, doesn't shout but sits beside you when you're alone in a cafe, even if there are people all around, right?
That internal feeling.
Exactly. And the sources share this really poignant story. It's about an old man. Every single day, he opens his window wide, no curtain pulled across, and he just waits there silently, hoping for just a wave or maybe a smile from someone passing by.
Wow. That image.
Yeah.
It just perfectly illustrates our universal human need for connection, doesn't it? And what's really insightful there, I think, is the unspoken challenge it presents. Sometimes, to foster that closeness, that connection,
Yeah.
we have to be the first one.
We have to initiate.
We have to be the first one to wave.
Yeah.
To metaphorically open the curtain.
Right.
To take that little chance. The sources even suggest something interesting here, that the language you might be learning, it can be a powerful tool for connection.
Oh, how so?
Well, not just with other people, obviously, but maybe surprisingly also with your future self.
Yeah.
Kind of building a bridge to who you're becoming.
Huh. Interesting.
But the immediate challenge to that story, it's really simple. It's basically send a message to someone today, just a quick, hey, I just wanted to say hi, hope you're doing okay. That's it.
Simple, but potentially powerful.
Exactly. Because you just never know who might be, metaphorically, sitting behind a window with no curtain to, just waiting. That simple wave, that little bit of outreach, it really could open a window in someone else's heart, help bridge that feeling of loneliness, remind them they're human, connected.
That's a really powerful point about taking the first step, initiating connection. Okay, so speaking of how we relate to the world, it really feels like we live in a society that's, obsessed with numbers, Followers, likes, grades,
Oh, yeah,
salary.
definitely. Scores for everything.
Right. It's like every single aspect of our lives comes with some kind of score. And slowly, maybe without even realizing it, we can start to believe these numbers actually measure us, that they define our worth.
That is such a profound trap. And what's really insightful in these stories we looked at is this one tale about a student. This student felt genuinely not smart. Why? Simply because of a test score.
Wow. Just one number.
That's
Yeah.
one number. But the deeper truth these sources bring out is that numbers, well, they just can't measure your kindness, can they? They don't measure how deeply you care, or think about this, how brave you are for speaking in a second language. That takes guts.
Absolutely.
Numbers can't capture that. Your heart has no score. Your unique journey through life. It has no fixed timeline you're supposed to be on. And fundamentally, your value cannot be counted. It's immeasurable.
Immeasurable. I like that.
Yeah. And the sources give this really stark warning. Comparison is a thief.
A thief.
A thief. It quietly, relentlessly steals your joy when you start measuring yourself against others, against their perceived timelines or scores. So the powerful lesson, the really liberating one is this. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not less.
Say that again. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not less. Your story is absolutely unique. You're meant to walk your own path. What truly counts, what really defines your worth, isn't some external score. It's things like our courage, our compassion, our small, quiet efforts. It's a reminder that feeling behind someone else, that's just an illusion created by comparing different journeys.
It's so easy to fall into that comparison trap, isn't it? And something else that can profoundly shake our sense of worth and definitely leave us feeling not enough is heartbreak. We've pretty much all known that deep pain, right? Maybe waiting, hoping for a message, for an apology, for a miracle.
And from someone who's already let go.
Exactly. And it often leads to those really hard self-doubting questions like, was I not enough? Did I love too much? Was it my fault?
Of those questions, they're almost universal to the experience of heartbreak, aren't they? And what's truly illuminating in the sources, I think, is the story of a woman named May. She slowly, probably painfully, learned that the goodbye she experienced, it didn't actually break her. In a way, it saved her.
Saved her.
How? Because in losing someone else, she ended up finding herself. And this insight really underscores something crucial about healing. You know, the process of becoming better again after that kind of loss. Healing is not fast. It's definitely not loud. And goodness knows, healing is not perfect.
No, definitely not perfect.
But it's profoundly real. If you're going through it right now, the pain will eventually pass.
Yeah.
It really will. And one day, this is a really significant marker, I think. Your first thought when you wake up won't be them. It will be you.
Ah, that's a powerful shift.
It is. And this difficult journey, this heartbreak, it isn't a sign of weakness at all. It's actually a powerful process of becoming more fully yourself. So the stories really urge you, stay true to yourself, stay kind to yourself too, and stay hopeful for your future, even when someone else chooses to leave. It involves letting go of clinging to just a memory or needing that apology that might just never come. It's about reclaiming yourself.
Wow. That idea that a goodbye can actually save you, leading to self-discovery, that's incredibly potent. Okay, but what about the pain we hold on to, not necessarily from loss, but from, say, anger or resentment, that deep, lingering hurt? The sources describe it like clenching a small, invisible stone in your hand. You just hold on to it.
That constant tension.
Yeah. And there's a story about a boy named Eli. He carried the pain of a friend's betrayal for years, only to eventually realize that this chronic anger, it was hurting him, not the friend who betrayed him.
And that's the absolute crux of it, isn't it? If you think about the psychological impact, that profound moment comes for Eli when someone simply asks him, why are you still holding that stone?
Such a simple question.
Deceptively simple. And he realized that, he was just tired.
Yeah.
So tired of carrying the emotional weight of that pain.
Yeah.
So forgiveness, in this context that the stories present, it is about saying, oh, what happened is okay, or condoning it. Not at all.
Okay, so what is it then?
It's more like a statement of self-liberation. It's saying firmly, I won't carry this anymore. Letting go of that tight clench, that anger, that resentment, that's not weakness. The sources are really clear. It's strength.
Strength in letting go.
Exactly. Because, as they put it, anger is heavy and peace, that internal calmness, that lack of inner fighting, is light. You're genuinely encouraged for your own sake to put it down. Because fundamentally, you deserve peace more than revenge, and you deserve healing more than hate. Your heart is meant to be light. When you choose to forgive, you don't actually lose anything. You really gain everything, mostly your own internal freedom.
That's such a freeing perspective. Okay, so we've talked about joy, connection, worth, healing, forgiveness. How does all this kind of come together?
Well, the final story in our deep dive today is called The Window. And it's this really profound narrative about shifting your perspective, about choosing how you see the world.
Ah, that sounds beautiful. It really is. It's about two men, both quite ill, sharing a hospital room. Now, one of them is blind. He cannot see. Yet for an hour each day, he vividly describes this incredible, beautiful view from his window to his roommate, parks, people, sunshine.
Painting a picture with words.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Unbeknownst to his friend, the view he's describing, it's actually just a brick wall.
Wow. Just let that sink in. It immediately raises this question, doesn't it? What an extraordinary gift that is, to create beauty for someone else,
Right.
even when you can't see it yourself.
Right. He couldn't see it, but he gave it.
The blind man. He knew, didn't he? Intuitively, perhaps. He knew his friend needed to see something beautiful, needed that hope. This narrative is such a profound reminder that, well, sometimes kindness is pretending there's a garden so someone else can bloom.
Pretending there's a garden. I
Yeah.
love that.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Even when your own life, your own view, feels gray or blocked like that brick wall, we can be the color in someone else's world. It suggests the greatest gift isn't always a physical thing. Sometimes it's a story, a word, a moment of imagination.
moment of imagination.
Yeah, it highlights that even when your own hope might feel a bit dim, you still have this incredible power within you. The power to be someone's window, to choose to describe something beautiful, to conjure an inspiring, imagined landscape, even in the middle of pain. This active choice, this act of deliberate kindness and changed perspective, it can transform not just the other person's world, but maybe your own way of seeing things too.
You know, this whole deep dive today, it's really shown us how these seemingly simple, everyday stories, they hold such profound wisdom, real wisdom for living a richer, maybe more connected life.
Definitely. From, finding that joy in the ordinary stuff to embracing forgiveness, extending kindness. These are lessons that speak right to the core of what it means to be human, I think.
Absolutely. And they're not just abstract ideas floating around, are they?
Not at all. These are really actionable insights, things you can actually apply to your own personal journey.
Yeah.
They're powerful reminders that our true worth, our real value, it isn't measured by numbers or what other people think. And that even when we're in moments of deep pain or feeling that intense loneliness, we still possess this incredible capacity inside us for healing and for forging genuine connection.
So we really hope this deep dive today encourages you to maybe reflect on some of these powerful ideas, perhaps see your own everyday moments through a slightly different lens.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe consider this just as a final thought to take away. How might consciously choosing to be someone's window today, maybe just by sharing a positive story or offering an uplifting word or even just looking at a situation with intentional kindness, how might that simple act transform not only someone else's world, but maybe shift your own perspective as well?